Please be seated. Chancellor, graduates, guests and members of the university community, good morning and welcome. I'm Bill Patterson, University Secretary and Director of Governance. Graduations are one of the university's most important events, and we're delighted to be resuming ceremonies in 2022. On occasion, the university seeks to honour individuals who have made extraordinary impacts upon society through the contributions they have made. Today, the university will bestow an honorary award upon one such individual. I would now like to introduce to you the people who are here on stage. Seated at the centre of the stage is Ms. Catherine Livingstone AO, Chancellor of the University, who will preside over this ceremony. The Chancellor is joined today by Professor Andrew Parfitt, Vice-Chancellor and President, Vice-Chancellor Emeritus, Professor Attila Brungs, former Vice-Chancellor and President of UTS, our Honorary Award recipient, who will also deliver the occasional address. Distinguished Professor Jim McNamara, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Science, who will be presenting graduates. The other people seated on stage are Professor Joanne Gray, Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President, Education and Students, Mr. Ian Watt, Deputy Vice-Chancellor International and Vice President, Mr. Peter Bennett, Pro-Chancellor and Member of the UTS Council, Ms. Diane Hill, Member of the University's Council, Professor Tony Dooley, Chair of Academic Board. Professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge our members of staff graduating today: Natisha Field, Razia Zakaria, Thomas Lockwood, Umaya Withana. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Ms. Catherine Livingstone AO, our Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology Sydney duly assembled. And on behalf of the University of Technology Sydney, and before we begin proceedings, and on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay our respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. Similarly, I would like to pay our respects to the elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. In this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the faculties of Science and Health. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates and recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, many of whom are with us here today. And we warmly welcome you, and together we will celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I now ask Professor Andrew Parfitt, Vice-Chancellor and President, to present a candidate for the Doctor of University Honoris Causa.
Chancellor, the Council of the University has established the award of Doctor of the University Honoris Causa to be made to persons who, in its opinion, have made an outstanding contribution to professional practice in a discipline of interest to the University. Chancellor, I present to you Emeritus Professor Attila Brungs. Emeritus Professor Attila Brungs is a highly respected senior leader in the education sector. He served the University of Technology Sydney for 12 years until 2021. His first role was as Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research, and the last 7 years as the university's fourth Vice-Chancellor and President. Professor Brungs has an exceptional academic background that includes a Bachelor of Science Honours and the University Medal in Industrial Chemistry from the University of New South Wales. He has a PhD in Inorganic Chemistry from Oxford University, where he attended as a Rhodes Scholar. During his time at UTS, Professor Brungs made an outstanding contribution to the university and the higher education sector more widely. He helped lead the transformation of UTS into Australia's top young university. Core to his approach was collaboration, engaging with industry to solve tangible research problems and solving social justice issues in the community. His leadership also saw UTS rise significantly in all international rankings. Before starting at UTS, Professor Brungs held senior positions at McKinsey & Company and the CSIRO. He is recognised by government and industry leaders as being at the forefront of entrepreneurial education. He saw the importance of liaising with industry on the future of work and developing the graduate skills needed by industry. His leadership transformed UTS's approach to teaching and learning to ensure graduates are equipped for the jobs of the future. Professor Brungs presided over significant growth in UTS's research performance. He was also an integral contributor to the campus redevelopment strategy, which created an innovation precinct around Ultimo, helping to put Sydney on the map as a global technology and innovation city. Professor Brungs was a driving force behind the establishment of UTS's social impact framework, which supports the university's role as a public institution with a responsibility to contribute to local and global communities through research, education and practice. This was the first institution-wide benchmarking of social impact at an Australian university. Professor Brungs was dedicated to increasing Indigenous education and research at UTS. He championed efforts to achieve an increase in Indigenous student enrolments, increase the number of Indigenous graduate research students, and increased employment opportunities for Indigenous staff at UTS. Further, he advocated strongly for the development of a future Indigenous residential college in support of UTS's Indigenous education and research strategy. One of Professor Brungs' significant contributions to UTS is the current UTS 2027 strategy, which was developed and finalised under his leadership. To meet the university's strategic goals, Professor Brungs led programs that built leadership capacity and enabled UTS to have the necessary agility to support the strategy's execution, something that was instrumental to UTS's effective response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Professor Brungs currently sits on the university's Australia Board, the New South Wales Innovation and Productivity Council, Committee for Sydney Board, and the New South Wales Digital Identity Advisory Council. He has previously served terms as Chair of the Australian Technology Network of Universities, Chair of the New South Wales Vice-Chancellors Committee, Chair of the National Priorities and Industry Linkage Fund, and a member of the Tech Central Working Group, Startups Board, Global Access Partners Board, and Sydney School of Entrepreneurship. He's an elected Fellow of the Royal Society of New South Wales, Fellow of the Australian Academy of Technology and Engineering, and is the current Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of New South Wales. It is a great honour for the University of Technology Sydney to confer Emeritus Professor Attila Brungs with an Honorary Doctor of the University in recognition of his invaluable service and everlasting contribution to UTS. Chancellor, in recognition of his distinguished contribution, I ask you to admit Emeritus Professor Attila Brungs to the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology Sydney, I admit Emeritus Professor Attila Brungs to the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa. Congratulations. I now invite Distinguished Professor Jim McNamara, Deputy Dean, Faculty of Science, to present graduates.
Chancellor, I invite all graduates to stand. Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Boards of Science, Health and Engineering and Information Technology as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the boards and has conferred these awards upon them. Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the faculties who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
On behalf of the Council of the University of Technology Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements in obtaining the awards for which they have now qualified. Many congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, along with teaching, research is a defining characteristic of a university. Graduating a fully equipped, independent researcher requires nurturing, training, and encouragement. Today, we celebrate the achievements of our Faculty of Science research graduates and express our gratitude to their families, their friends, supervisors, and the community who recognise the importance of research education and the acquisition of knowledge. Chancellor, I present you the graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy. Thomas Edward Lockwood, for a thesis entitled Investigation of Manganese as a Radioactive Agent in Human Cancers, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Distinguished Professor Philip Doble and Co-Supervisor Dr. David Bishop. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Thomas Edward Lockwood. Hong Tran Nan Pham, for a thesis entitled Role of Short-Chain Fatty Acids in Obesity and Type 2 Diabetes, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Professor Anne Simpson, and co-supervisors, Dr. Najeez Nassif, Associate Professor Anand Hadika, and Dr. Mugla Joglekar. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Ho Trang Nan Pham. Andrew David Walton, for a thesis entitled Determining SNPs and Demographic Variables that Impact Lower Level 1 Fingerprint Pattern, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Dr. Sebastian Moret, and co-supervisors, Dr. Mark Barash and Professor Dennis McNevin. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Andrew David Walton. Razia Zakaria, for a thesis entitled Epigenic Modulation of Small Airway Fibrosis in Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Professor Brian Oliver, and Co-Supervisor, Professor Hui Chen. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Razia Zakaria. From the Faculty of Health, Liam John Casey, for a thesis entitled The Australian Marriage Law Postal Survey and the Mental Health of Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer and Questioning People, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Associate Professor Bethany Wooten, and co-supervisors Dr. Thomas McAloon and Associate Professor Emma Power. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Liam John Casey. For a Master of Science Research, Philippa Roslyn Alvarez, for a thesis entitled The Hitchhiker's Guide to Post-Heatwave Seed Germination. Don't panic. Susan Frances Gallagher, for a thesis entitled The Characteristics of Women Diagnosed with Breast Cancer and the Occurrence, Frequency and Severity of Oncology Treatment-Induced Hot Flushes, an investigation into a relationship. Chancellor, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with the Master of Medical Biotechnology: Owen Chow, Jessie Ann Marielle Pouzon Conducto, Daniel James Franke, Simran Gupta, Naomi Manel Jayawarden, Minjina Kang, Pabrita Lama, Tommy Kwan Le, Rui Xue Ma, Devika Maherjan, Ravi Masbe, Saung Yamon Myo, Ehsan Ullah Sohail, Yu Fei Wu, Master of Philosophy in Medical Biotechnology, Caitlin Astrid Sives, Master of Philosophy in Science in Mathematical and Statistical Modeling, Arkan Mikhail Youssef, Master of Science, Leanne Michelle Price, Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Anayla Hod, Emily Sarah Johnson, Zhao Chai, Master of Science in Medical Biotechnology, Shivanjali Mala Singh, Graduate Diploma in Medical Biotechnology, Human Sae, Graduate Diploma in Medical Laboratory Science, Alana J. De Bono. Bachelor of Science, Honours in Biomedical Science with First Class Honours, Bachelor of Advanced Science in Pre-Medicine, Hafsa Saeed. Bachelor of Science, Honours in Biomedical Science with First Class Honours, Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Annabel Oliveira. Bachelor of Medical Science, Honours with First Class Honours, Kimera Ramnath. Bachelor of Medicinal Chemistry, Honours with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Sami Meet Kopra. Bachelor of Science, Honours in Biomedical Science with First Class Honours, Megan Crystal Chin. Ophelia Prapon. Bachelor of Science, Honours in Biomedical Science with Second Class Honours, Division 1, Ayman Ahmad. Bachelor of Medical Science, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Jacqueline Nguyen Ngo. Bachelor of Biotechnology, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Annie Lee. Bachelor of Medical Science, Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Jared Carlos da Silva. Alec Lucas Panetta. Bachelor of Medical Science, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Penelope Morato. J. Alex Russell. Bachelor of Science in Medical Science, Bachelor of Business with Credit, Rolina Hong. Matthew Thomas Martens. Bachelor of Medical Science, Bachelor of Business, Jessica Daniel. Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science, Bachelor of Business, Lea Swan R. Nguyen. Bachelor of Advanced Science in Infection and Immunity, Diploma in Innovation, Amy Richards McCabe. Bachelor of Advanced Science in Pre-Medicine, Mariam Dirbasi. Quang Hao Duan. Toshiya Hirayama. Rami Isa. Justin E. Rui Liu. Jenny Dwin Tui Von Nguyen. Valentina Rodriguez Cortez. Olivia Stewart. Umaya Minduli Withana. Bachelor of Biomedical Physics, Alan Patrick Dormido. Annie Sui Kun Lin. Paranshi Soni. Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Alyssa Bestulich. Thomas Brown. Olivia De Agostino. Nithya E. Balu. Fatima Fares. Vivian May Fornals. Roxana Hanna. Kai Lei Huang. Mirjana Kartenitz. Harry Jewell. Mahsa Mozeni Miyandoab. Hai Ha Brandon Nguyen. Nahid Nurtai. Vernice Anne Janina Oblea. Elliot Pearson. Priyanka Shaha. Tori Chan. Jia Lu Shu. Bachelor of Biotechnology, Jackson Borg. Asmita Kartik. Bachelor of Health Science in Traditional Chinese Medicine, Johnny Schiaroli. Massimiliano Visca. Bachelor of Medical Science, Rachel Elise Brooke. Monica Chong. Pianik Chor. Rachel Chua. Ashley Ann Diaz. Jason Michael Elmazri. Natisha Rachel Field. Claudia Andrea Fuentes Melo. Emily Gardiner. Kimiya Govahi. Parisa Habib Por. Sophia Jasmine Hadwani. Ava Nazrin Hamid. Chanel Elizabeth Hannon Moon. Phu Tiri Kine. Alison E. Ling Lai. Amy Lee. Jack Maher. Hao Yan Eng. Rabina Odisho. Leila Özdemir. Ashley Farm. Abhi Rana Singher. Jazila Siddiqui. Gabrielle Slevin. Rachel Savannah Soto. Haider Ali Saeed. Jasmine Zarkos. Ye Shi Tomos. Liana Van. Caitlin Emily Wesley. Abdul Rahman Wilson. Leila Nurhayat Ildirim. Hang Yin. Zhou Yuan Zhang. Bachelor of Medicinal Chemistry, Erin Bush. Catalina Rosa Gonzalez. Margaret Haddad. Le Hiu Hang Nguyen. Hen Risa Palmer. Haley Ryan. Gabrielle Anjali Wiedersinger. Jeffrey Weng. Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science, Connie Su. Hadi Younes. Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Shahrin Tabassum Khan. Bachelor of Science in Medical Science, Louisiana Andinda Abraham Jacob. Amelia Clegg Armstrong. Sansi Hadju. Feris Issa Hanania. Emily Jane Joseph. Simandeep Luthra. Erin Sam Radomski. Elton Shen. Jeffrey Young. From the Faculty of Health, Bachelor of Nursing with Credit, Sujana Thapa. Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Kevin Nguyen Tuan Lee. Bachelor of Medical Science, Diako Mavludi.
Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates.
So yes, it's a big morning. So on behalf of all at UTS, I'd again like to say a huge congratulations to our new graduates, and just as importantly, to your family and friends who have given their support, love, and no doubt a great deal of understanding as you've pursued your studies. Finishing a degree or diploma is a major milestone, and we don't underestimate the hard work and the sacrifice that you have made in reaching this goal. And you should be very proud of yourselves, because your university is certainly very proud of you. Now, your graduation is one of the most important moments in your life, and it brings with it new opportunities, but also some new challenges. The opportunities have never been greater for UTS graduates. They are held in very high esteem by employers, not just because of the knowledge that you've gained and the quality of the education, but also because of its very practical nature, which is now becoming even more important in a changing world of work. But conversely, the challenges in the workplace have never been greater. The scrutiny of society and expectations are already high and continue to grow. So I would urge you all to maintain at all times the highest level of personal and professional integrity. Confront with courage the inevitable ethical dilemmas as they arise, and remember the caution that the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you condone. Now, beyond the opportunities and the challenges, a graduation signals that you have gained new knowledge. Use it wisely and responsibly. Be seen to contribute and not to take. And I say this particularly because you are graduates of a University of Technology, and as we all know, technology can be a huge force for good, but it can have unintended consequences. You need to be alert to those, but more importantly, actually, those are applications of technology which are by design not benign. There will be times when knowledge alone is not enough, and you will be called upon to make judgments where the answer is not clear. Now, judgment is informed by experience, and particularly the experience we gain from learning mistakes. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. If you haven't made mistakes, you haven't tried hard enough. But the important thing about mistakes is the benefit of learning that they lead to. And they build the reserves of judgment on which we can later draw. So my challenge to all of you here today is make sure that you make enough space and time to build those reserves of judgment. Turn off the laptop, turn off the iPhone, and just think. Think about the questions that you need to ask. Think about the answers that you receive, and then think about the judgments that you're being called upon to make. Finally, of course, we hope that your relationship with UTS doesn't end here today. Your career will no doubt take many different directions, some of which you can't even imagine at the moment. But whatever the direction, you will need to keep learning. And your university is really trying to respond to this challenge through the concept of lifelong learning and supporting our alumni through that lifelong learning journey. So we now welcome you into that very significant group, the global group of UTS alumni community. Stay involved and stay in touch, and remember the Alumni Office is your lifelong connection to UTS. May I congratulate you all again and wish you every success in applying the skills and the knowledge that you have gained through this great institution. Well done again. It now gives me enormous pleasure to invite Emeritus Professor Attila Brungs, Doctor of the University, to deliver this morning's occasional address. Attila.
Chancellor, I too would like to begin by acknowledging the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, on whose ancestral lands we've gathered. In particular, pay respects to elders past and present as the traditional custodians of knowledge, who, as part of one of the oldest continuing cultures in the world, have been generating knowledge on this very site for tens of thousands of years. Congratulations, a very warm and heartfelt congratulations to all the graduates here. It's through immense hard work, a lot of perseverance over the last few years that you're being awarded by your degrees today. And, similarly to the Chancellor, I'd like to know that there's been immense commitment, compassion, and hard work on the part of your family and friends along the way. Thank you to you all. Congratulations. Similarly, I would also like to thank and pay tribute to my incredible wife and amazing family, without whom I would not have achieved much and who are the centre of my happiness. Thank you. But back to the graduates. You are fortunate to be graduating from an incredible university, one that values, instills social justice and environmental responsibility, one that drives for an excellent, equitable and inclusive society, and one that has provided you with the skills, networks and inspiration to succeed and to make a really positive difference in the world. I am incredibly privileged to be receiving this honour on the same day as you, especially as this is a science graduation, and I even recognise a few faces from my time here. Besides, you can always tell another scientist just by looking at them. Atom? No? Bad? Okay. How about why can't you trust atoms? Because they make up everything. No? Again, okay. That's why I'm a chemist and not a comedian, so I'll move on. With this doctorate, however, I'm deeply proud to join all of you as a graduate of UTS. I have a deep and abiding love for the UTS and all it stands for. It really is one of the best universities in the world. Now, having been here on stage through a lot of graduation ceremonies, and I do love graduation, I've heard many, many speeches. And speaking to graduates afterwards, they tell me that the best speeches were either brilliant, funny, or short. So you've seen my poor attempt at humour, and you'll be pleased to hear that I'm going for the third option, short. So I've got a couple of quick things to say before I go. 3. First, you are living in an extraordinary time. There's incredible technological change making amazing things possible. More people are being lifted out of poverty than ever before. Material well-being, but importantly, health and societal well-being has been trending significantly upwards across the globe. And there are opportunities and futures undreamt of by our parents. At the same time, however, there's a great diversity of wealth, and the polarisation of wealth across the world has drastically increased in recent years. In Western society, for the first time in centuries, our children will be less well off on average than us. Millions of people are displaced from home, more than 68 million, one of the largest number of displaced persons in global history. Geopolitics is more fractious than ever, and there are challenges to democratic society, including the rise of autocrats, both within and without democracies, reductions in social cohesion, and entrenched polarisation of viewpoints. And of course, the great existential threat of climate change, perhaps one of the greatest challenges in generations. But I don't say these things to cast any pall of today, or the world that you're stepping into as accomplished individuals. On the contrary, I say these things to encourage you to go out and to be the bright, energetic, solution-focused change agents and thinkers that the world needs. There are many ways we can respond to our times and the challenges in the world around us, and we can see different responses all around us. Some get angry, but it's rare that positive change comes from blind anger, only more destruction or protestation without solutions. Some are apathetic or overwhelmed and then can't do much at all. Some people, fortunately very few, exploit this situation for personal or corporate gain. But many, through their humanity, through generosity of spirit, contribute to tackling problems head on, be they in big or in small ways, and thus ensure the future of our world. So looking around this room, I am filled with unabashed hope and optimism beyond measure because of you. You are part of a cohort of graduates that just naturally will ensure a better and positive future. Secondly, I am probably slightly biased, but I think science is amazing. The joy of discovery, the sense of wonder and understanding, and as scientists you have exceptional skills and tools to solve complex problems. You have the power to make a huge difference in the world, to improve lives right around the world. For some of you, the lives of people who aren't even born or you'll never meet. But for me, life is about simple choices that we make and the behaviours that we exhibit every single day. Often it's the smallest acts or roles that will make the difference. And there are hundreds of examples of this right across UTS. For example, Dr. Emma Camp, who started off graduating with a PhD like you only 10 years ago studying corals that fascinated her, recently won Australia's premier Eureka Science Prize for her research, which improves the management strategies in reefs worldwide. Once again, positively impacting lives globally. So regardless of where you end up or what your chosen career is, you can all have a positive impact. Third and finally, I will not offer advice because you're all incredibly accomplished. And anyway, the older I get, the less confident I get in my own advice. But I will perhaps highlight a couple of things that I've observed in successful and happy individuals. A, find something that you're passionate about and that you enjoy. And that's often where you'll make a real difference, as well as hopefully find fulfillment and success. As Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found in playing small, in settling for a life that is any less than the one that you are capable of living. But remember, it doesn't have to be enjoyable every moment of every day. I absolutely love my job, but I tell you here, I don't love a number of the mind-numbing meetings that I have to sit through. So it's not every moment of every day. B, when complex situations, problems, or work challenge are approached with compassion and empathy, as well as logic and analytics, with optimism tempered by realism, and with generosity, focusing on others rather than self-interest, that's when the best solutions are achieved. So in closing, again, congratulations to you all. Follow your passions, and regardless of where you go or what you choose to do, your options, as the Chancellor said, are almost boundless in time and place. But remember, please, one of the greatest options is to make a difference and improve people's lives. This is a wonderful opportunity and an absolute privilege. As Martin Luther King put it in around 1960, if it falls to one's lot to be a street sweeper, they should seek to sweep streets like Michelangelo carved marble, Raphael painted pictures. They should sweep streets like Beethoven composed music or Shakespeare wrote poetry. They should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did their job well. And now it's probably too late to even claim the third positive, which was short. I will leave with a final acknowledgement. I am incredibly grateful to accept this honour from UTS. A university that gave so much to me holds a special place in my heart, as I'm sure all of you agree with me, a very special place in Australian higher education. Thank you.
Graduations are indeed among the most important occasions in the life of a university, and we're very fortunate at UTS to have some of the most distinguished members of our community speak to us. And today, what a privilege to hear from our former Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Attila Brungs. You will have heard from the citation that he's a trusted advisor and confidant to government, to business and community leaders. But more importantly, you would have heard from his occasional address his passion for transforming lives through the power of education and for transforming communities through the impact of research. He's reminded us of the extraordinary times we live in and the need to innovate and find solutions. And he's reminded you, as graduates, of the importance of science to improve lives. Be passionate, but be compassionate, empathetic and generous. Professor Brungs has overseen the education of many tens of thousands of students here at UTS. Even though he said he wasn't giving us advice, I would encourage you to heed it. Would you join me again in congratulating and thanking Professor Attila Brungs for this morning's occasional address.
Chancellor, guests and graduates, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings of this ceremony. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?